All right. Good morning, everyone. It is actually 11 o'clock and we have an appointment for 11 o'clock. Isn't that part of the script for getting listings when we go on listing appointments? So anyway, good morning. My name is Leslie Cato. I am the team leader at KW in Metuchen, New Jersey. And this morning we have the awesome pleasure and privilege to have John Natale, mega agent, to teach us and share with us how to become a listing machine. I love that. That's pretty powerful. Not only are you just going to get listings, you're just going to be getting listings and listings and listings because you're a listing machine. By the way, I didn't come up with that title. I think John helped me come up with that title. So we're really excited on everything that he's going to share with you. So John, please share about who you are, your team, and I want to tell you a little secret. When John first joined Keller Williams Realty, I am talking about a disruptor in the market, okay? We literally were getting calls from Remax, from Century 21, from Caldwell Banker, from everybody saying, John Natale is with Keller Williams. Obviously, this is a while back. And we're like, yeah. So John is a disruptor, and that's exactly what you need in this market. So I hope you're going to take notes and learn everything that he has to share on how to become a listing machine. So John, please take over and share with us.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you everyone for attending. If anyone, has heard me before, I can never say no to Leslie. So whenever Leslie calls, she has this very special place in my heart, and I always want to share. And this is what Keller Williams is all about, right? Right now, we are really blessed, okay, with what has been happening for the last 6 or 7 months. And it's important to, as Gary Keller always says, to shift our approach and shift to what the market is doing. So I really appreciate the opportunity to share. And I know that sometimes we get a little bit bored, but I want to keep everything very, very succinct, right to the point, and so that you have a plan today. Now, listen, everyone wants listings, and everyone knows that if you have listings, you control the best buyers. And at the same time, now it's literally, pandemonium, with what's going on. However, this is going to shift again, and things are going to get a little more into balance. And then, it's not going to be as soon as you activate, you're going to get run over with offers and things like that. So first off is right now, where do we find our listings? Where do we find our listings? Because if you are subscribing to Land Voice or Vulcan or any of the thing, we open it up and it's just a waste of time right now. Okay, it's just literally just a waste of time because there are no expires. So that's one thing, right? And if we, excuse me?
Do me a favor. Can you just introduce yourself? You forgot to.
Oh, I apologize.
Tell us about who you are, your team, your production, so we kind of get to know who you are.
Okay, thank you. I forgot. I know most of them. I've been watching, see all the people that are on here, and I know most of them do know me. All right. Well, anyway, I am a rainmaker at the Keller Williams West Monmouth office, and I've been here for about 14 years, and I do remember the day that I met Leslie 14 years ago. I can almost say I almost had hair back then, but I know I was a lot heavier. But anyway. It took me a while to really learn or to execute the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, because as many of us want to have successful business or a successful team, you have to meet the talent, and you have to meet, and then you have to learn, you learn by your mistakes and learn by your failures. I've been here for about 14 years, and it's really worked out really, really well for the last 5 or 6 years. Once I really learned how to leverage, and that means concentrating as a rainmaker to be always into production and then delegating all the things that I didn't want to do. I have been averaging, I think for the last 5 years personally, between 55 and 65 million. And now the team last year did about the same. So we did about 120 million last year in 2019. And I know we're going to exceed that this year. We still have 3 months left. Did I think that we were going to do that on March 15th when we got shut down? The answer was no. And I think I was on a previous call with Leslie a month or two ago on March 15th. I immediately, now I have not really built a lot of expenses into my business, but whatever I did have, I cut my expenses by 80%. Because I just wanted to survive and get there to July 1st. That was my goal, just to be standing and in business. Okay, even though I've been a top producer here at Keller Williams for 14 years in a row, you know, I was pretty worried, like almost everybody here. So with that being said, we all know April 3rd, someone hit a button in New York and said, get me the heck out of New York. And it's been 6 months plus of really quite unprecedented activity. So, you know, and then when the business came back, I didn't put any of the expenses back. So the thing of websites and stuff like that. Plus, again, if you are working at the greatest company, the real estate company that we could be possibly doing right now, right? And one of the things that is working, if you were attending Mega Camp, and I don't do them in a big way, but I know everyone on this call has 30 bucks. Okay, I know everyone on this call has 30 bucks. And if you are not taking advantage of Facebook buyer ads right now, okay, I understand we don't, this is a listing machine call, right? But we don't want buyers. But guess what? Right now, we're looking for people, anyone that's looking to make a real estate decision. And right now, okay, so the thing is how to be a listing machine. So we know that obviously I have the track record. I have a huge team. I have 50 team members. Okay, 15 of them are teachers, and 10 of those teachers are making 6 figures. So you know, there's a lot of talented people that I have on my team. A lot of millennials, a lot of young people. Not myself, but the thing about it is managing all of that is in this kind of pandemic of a market, or pandemonium, I think, of a market, is still, you know, quite of a challenge. All right, so let's get to the point. How do we become a listing machine? Number one is we still have to meet as many people as possible that are making a real estate decision. And I'm going to challenge everyone on this call right now. Listen, if you're not committed to doing all of these activities, okay, this is not Chinese food, okay, where you just pick, you know, John, I like that idea, and then I like the 5th idea, okay? If you truly want to be a listing machine, you have to put yourself in the best possible position to meet as many people as possible. For example, okay, and again, if you don't have listings right now, you are still working for the greatest company. You contact Leslie, you raise your hand, not on a Friday, on a Monday. And you say, Leslie, I want to do an open house for anybody in the office. It doesn't matter if it's sitting, I can't believe anything's sitting on the market, but there's got to be listings in the market. You know, on my team right now, we probably have 12 listings left, but we have 12 open houses. We do an open house every single Sunday. You know, and on a weekend, on a new listings, we do them Saturday and Sundays, if they even last, right? So we just want to meet as many people as possible. So you have to be committed to doing open houses. It's old school. It's old school. But even if you don't have a listing, the office has listings, right? And you can go into an area, you know, you can go onto a block in Edison that the company has a listing, right? And door knock. Yes, be careful, you know, be safe with your mask. You know, get a Keller Williams mask. I have a Team Detailing mask, right? But get a Keller Williams mask, okay, so that you're not looking like, again, if the town does allow door knocking, because that works. Circle prospecting, Okay, there are services where you can get cell phone numbers all the way around. And again, if you don't have a listing, that's okay. Call, you pull up in the MLS, some of the office listings. There's not an agent in the office. You're not taking from the agent, okay? Because if that agent is not doing circle prospecting on his or her listing, well, then shame on them. Because again, what are we looking for? There's so much competition right now, okay, that we're all looking for listings. Visiting for sale by owners, still, okay? Now, if you are really a student of the market, you're keeping track of the for sale by owners. And guess what? The ones that are on the market any more than 3 or 4 weeks, obviously they're having an issue and they need your help. Now, of course, they've been contacted by 80 other people. Down here in Monmouth County, I send minimum 5 to 10 team members, not in at a time, but over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, into a for sale by owner. And the reason why is that one of them, and one of you, all of you that are on this call, okay, someone makes a connection with the owner, whether it's your age, your gender, your kids went to go to the same school, they're on the same soccer team. There's some kind of connection that you can make and then convince them that you are the person that's going to net them the most amount of money. There's no expireds anymore. Then your sphere, okay? Are you truly taking advantage of all your, the people that know you, okay? That know you and say, yes, let me call Isabel. We're getting ready to list our home and everything else like that, right? Buyers, okay? So that's where the Facebook buyer leads come, right? Not every one of them, okay, is in a rental, okay? Some of them have a home to sell, right? Whatever it is that you have to do to meet people, that's what you have to do to become, Now, that's that part. Now, how are you selling yourself? What is your listing presentation, right? I know that a lot of people, I know on my level, I can pull something off that's different than many of you, okay? I bring a copy of a check. That's it. That's my listing presentation. I mean, I do have a little bit more, but I don't bring, a folder. And I'm not there for any more than, really, I'm not really talking about the listing any more than 10 or 15 minutes. I might talk another 15 minutes about our connection or something like that. Where are they going? Down to Florida? Something about, just so that the person's going to do business with you if they know you, like you, believe you, and trust you, right? So the thing about it is to have a listing, now you got yourself in the door. How do you convince them that you're the person that's going to net them the most amount of money? That's all they care about. No comps, okay? I mean, there's, right now, okay, that's today's presentation. We could replay this, December 11th, and the market could stabilize and get back into normal and everything else like that. I mean, there are comps, but the thing about it is just that, we're literally in an uncharted territory as far as I wouldn't want to be an appraiser right now. So the other thing is, again, having, now you're able to get a listing. Now you're able to get a listing. What are you telling that person, right? Again, even if you're a single agent and even if you're semi-successful and you have 3 or 5 listings, right? Even me, the great one, I can only be in one place at one time. So you have a great office. So you promise anybody that's willing to list with you an open house. And in fact, you even tell them the first 2 weekends, I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday. Now, again, if you're a mom and you have soccer practice and you have soccer games on Saturday and you have football games on Sunday, I get it. Listen, I'm in a special place. I have 8 grandchildren. I have, all my children are grown. So if I want to devote as much time as I want to real estate, I can. And I'm not here to, to say, oh, haha, I'm here to give you a plan, right? But you have to win that listing. So you tell them that you're going to give them so much energy towards that property, right? You do need to know about pricing because again, some people are getting crazy, right? I mean, if it was like 450, okay, now you probably could be 475 or 480, and you're getting some people go like, yeah, I want 575. Okay, all right, this is not a stock of Tesla. This is not 100 shares of Tesla now. Okay, let's not get crazy. It was 450. We might be able to get you 480. Maybe somebody will waive an appraisal at 490. But let's be realistic. That's the other thing too, is that if you've been listening to anything that I've been doing, I have been really devouring any. And it's almost finished right now. Anytime you ever get a chance to take language of sales class here at Keller Williams that they give on a national level, if you go to Mega Camp or you go to Family Reunion, please make sure you take that. Because now more than ever, your skills in talking to people is at a premium. And the reason why is, okay, you got your listing. Okay, you sold it for $30,000 more than asking price. This is still going on. Okay, this is still going on. The owners now are getting 20, 30, 40,000 more than asking price, right? And what's happening? The property's not really in great condition. And so we're getting a huge list of things on inspections. What do you think is the first thing the owner's saying? I'm not fixing anything. Okay, sir, you just got 30,000 more than asking price, right? But this is where your skill in talking to people, using words like realistic, fair, and you present these words calmly. Christmas is coming. And all of a sudden you got a big sale. And now, there's $27,000 commission sitting right in front of you. And now the owner says, I'm not fixing anything. And of course, now the buyers, they're paying $20,000, $30,000 more than what they know it. And what do you think they're doing? They're coming back for Montezuma's revenge. They don't want a house that needs a lot, that's broken or needs a lot of work. So there's more energy right now. There's more energy spent on it. I don't know about anybody else on the call, but I know me, I'm spending more energy in the last month on settling or keeping everyone calm, buyer and seller, calm during inspections. And at the end of the day, after people calm down, first of all, you stay calm. You use your skills as your language of sales, okay? And you get the thing settled. It is true, okay? It is true. The sellers are really in control, right? They can almost say, yeah, I'm not gonna fix that much, because you could put it back on the market and then have another 20 offers right away. So I promise my sellers, a lot of energy, a lot of coverage. And again, you can promise them too, because you're in a great office and you can, but again, don't wait till Friday to call Leslie or call the director of first impressions. Oh, I need help with an open house tomorrow on Saturday. Be prepared so that on Monday you are, you're ready. Do I have a time limit, Leslie? I'm almost done. Okay. No, because the thing is, I just wanted to impress upon people. If you have any questions, you can throw them in the chat box, because I'll monitor that for a second. But the thing about it is just that, to become a listing machine, obviously you have to be able to meet as many people as possible, make your presentation in an efficient way so that it's the same over and over again, right? And you gotta deliver. You gotta be able to deliver the selling price. Okay. Now, Leslie, let me just step for 1 second, because somebody just sent a thing about my listing presentation, which I just want to do it really quick, but I got to step out for 1 second to get my product.
of people have asked for John's email and as well as my email. So I'm going to type that into the chat right now so you can have that. And also, don't forget, you can always go on my KW, the white pages, and get any contact information for any Keller Williams agent. Mine is lesliecato@kw.com. And John, what's your email?
I'll put it right in here, john.natali@kw.com.
There you
So again, I actually do have a copy of a blank check that I bring to each appointment. Okay, it's you can find it on the internet or something like that. For some reason, I just ran outside and I did not. But again, you know, everybody, I just go back to the basics of what these are the three. I have 4 pieces of paper when I walk in. First of all, I do have an idea where it's going to sell, right? Everyone needs to have an idea when you go on a listing appointment. You have to have an idea, and I think I shared this once before. Remember, they have the information. They don't need you to come with comms or any kind of books that are this thick. You're not there to be there for 2 hours. Okay, I mean, if you want to, if you bring in coffee and you want to get, friendly with them or anything else like that. But remember, the whole goal is, again, even if you have on a Saturday or Sunday, there's 6 or 7 for sale by owner open houses. I mean, you don't have time. You just want to spend 10 minutes at each for sale by owner, get them to know you and listen to their story. And some of them will tell you, hey, I need to be in Florida by Halloween. Excuse me, sir? Yeah, I need to be in Florida by Halloween. Well, sir, wouldn't you agree that we need to get this house on the market as soon as possible? So again, these are the basic, basic pages. The most of the best buyers are coming to your property the first two or three, the first 3 to 6 weeks of the listing. Now we know the best buyers are coming in the first 3 days, but we can't tell them that because we don't want to drive Leslie crazy with 2-week listings. Okay, I mean, she's not going to be too happy with 2-week listing agreements or 4-week listing agreement, right? But the thing about it, and then you swing right here. This is the page. This is the one page that you really need to impress upon them. And you say, sir, if people come to this house, people come to this beautiful property in Edison, Ometucky, wherever you are for Saturday, it doesn't matter where you are. If people come to this beautiful property, and please remember, they're only going to hire you if you believe in the property. Even if it's covered with Blue Jay wallpaper, you still have to believe in it. Okay, you say I'll get around this somehow, but you will. But even if people come and you keep your finger right in this no man's land, right? If people come to this beautiful property, right smack in the tennis, close to the shopping, close to the houses of worship, wherever you want to say, and they don't make an offer, and here's where you got it. You have to really get into this and give it your panache. Every single person on this call has a special talent, okay? A special way to do things, okay? Me, obviously, you can feel the energy, right? So this is what I thought. If they don't come to this beautiful property, that's not good. And they don't make an offer, that's not good. That's not good. That means that they're seeing something else in Edison. You don't say at a cheaper price, at a more valued price. Remember your language of sales. They don't want to hear the word cheap. Eliminate any negative words. They're seeing something else at a more valued price. But now you do to close the deal. But, and here it is, right here in the market. If you price right here, and this is right out of Gary Keller's, this is all on KW University, okay? If you never cut the price, you get a contract within 40 days. We know now it's 40 hours, okay? At 99% of asking price. You can't promise people, multi-offer. You can't promise. They're hiring you to get top dollar for your home. They're hiring you to get to another place. Now, another very, very important tip, the most important tip for today. The most important tip today. Everybody writing this down? Because you need to be a real estate solution specialist. Because what else is going on? You're meeting people maybe that heard, oh, you know, my house is 450, was 450, it's 490 now. But Isabel, I don't mean to, you know, keep playing on Mary Lou, you know, Mary Lou Panza, right? I'll say, okay, but Mary Lou, I don't know where I'm going. And you're going, oh my God, this beautiful house, I can get this sold and they can get more money and everything else like that. Okay, this is where you are a solution specialist, right? You convince the person, to use buyer contingency. Buyer contingency, because the market is so tight right now, okay, right? Wouldn't everybody on the call agree? Like tickets for Meatloaf, buyers will be willing to wait for this house. Now, they're not going to wait forever. They're not going to wait forever, but this is the only time that, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, Leslie, probably even longer than me, that the seller truly is in the ultimate driver's seat. So they can not only can name, you know, they can actually say, hey, Bob, I'll sell you my home. I'll agree to sell you my home if I find something, because they have to have a goal. And they can do this in 30-day clips so that, you know, again, a buyer's not going to wait 6 months for somebody to find something, all right? But they will be willing to give them 30-day clips. And I have probably executed this this year 12 times. Okay, that's 12 transactions that if I did not, and that's about $200 or $300, that's about $250,000 of commission. Okay, so I am telling you right now that if you don't have a solution to that, right, you're going to be, people are going to go, well, all right, Isabel, I'll call you when we find something. You'll never hear from them, because when the wife falls in love with the house, they're not going to remember Isabel's name, not going to remember Mary Lou's name, Barbara's name, Lucy, and John Paul, whoever's on the call. They're not going to remember your name. Even my own daughter, okay, even my own daughter threw me under the bus one time. Okay, she called me from an open house, said, Daddy, I'm putting an offer in with the listing agent. I said, give me, let me speak to the listing agent. And I had to threaten that person with bodily harm. Okay, so please remember, okay, there's no buyer. I don't care if you have buyer agency. I don't care what you have. When the wife falls in love with the house, they forgot your name. So with that, so this is what's keeping us very successful. Okay, and then guess what's happening? When the seller does get the contract and they do get 20, 10, 5, it doesn't matter, 5, 10, 20,000. You can't be promising everyone over asking, right? Just get the job done at that price, right? What happens? Oh, all of a sudden the seller does have motivation and does have their ticket to get out. And you use your language of sales, and all of a sudden, you know, they're aggressively finding something. Some of them do need a little extra time. It gets a little frustrating, you know, because now you go, oh, John, it's hard enough to find a property with a buyer with no, you know, my client's in the rental and I can't find her. I've missed 17 things, which again, okay, I want this to be really fruitful for everyone that's on this call. 66 smart people signed up for this. Okay. You're getting a lot of wisdom. So you got the buyer contingency on the listing side. Now I know this is a listing machine, but I know Leslie's going to like this one. Okay. Now, how many of us, okay, show of hands, and I'll be the first one raising a hand, have missed 5 multi-offers, you know, and then we have clients that are missing multi-offer after multi-offer. Well, I'm not missing any more multi-offers anymore. But how many of us have been doing that, right? And we're going out and we're like firemen. We're literally like firemen, because as soon as something gets listed, we get this text message. They get these alerts and they go, Isabel, get me into this house. And you go like, oh, you know, I had a soccer game today with, you know, my son's got a soccer game, and now, you know, Mary's wants to see this house. John Natali just listed this house, 20 Pine Ridge, in Old Bridge, and damn it, now now my plans went out the window. And of course, as you get there, there's a line of people out there, and you're going like, man, oh man, how am I going to do this? Okay. What's helped me, now I haven't won every bidding war, okay, but what's helped me keep the client is implementation of the escalation clause. Does everyone know? And if you don't know how, Leslie will have a quick class after this on the how to use an escalation clause, because that will keep your client happy, knowing that he made his, let him decide what price he wants to pay, right? Now, and at the same, and it takes the guesswork out of it, right? John just listed that Pine Ridge at 369. I mean, what talent is there to be on the buyer, right? Your client likes it. Oh yeah, Mary, you like it. What they go, John, what should you do? And you go, 380. I mean, what kind of talent? You're just picking a number out of the air. I mean, unless, and even if you know the agent, I mean, sometimes it doesn't even help, right? So my point is that if you use the escalation clause, well, Mary, you pick the price. Are you willing to offer 390? Well, then let's use an escalation clause that goes $1,000 over everybody else's offer. And if it's meant to be, and again, your language of sales, if it's meant to be, you'll get it. And this is helping me keep my clients, because even when they miss it, they go, John, you know what? We did the best we could. We made our best offer. We just didn't get it. Some other jabroni went even higher than us, and good luck to them. We cannot be, we cannot be investment advisors. We all know, listen, God forbid any of these buyers, call us back in 3 years, within 3 years. I mean, it's not going to be good, right? I mean, your 5-star rating is going to get deleted, and it's, and if they had a -5, they're going to probably put a -5. On the sellers are all happy. So I hope that those 2 tips helped you, because buyer contingency will get sellers not as afraid, because they're going to go like, well, I have no place to go. Okay, got that. Well, why don't would you consider buyer contingency and explain it to them? Because they don't want pressure to move. But guess what? Once they have that signed contract and they have this money in their pocket, or they have this contract, now they start to get, pretty motivated. And then, then you have 2 transactions at the same time. You do that 3 to 5 times, now you have, five doubles. Now you're making a decent living. And
Yeah.
now you're taking advantage of all this activity.
Yeah,
all right.
Let's mastermind a little bit. I actually have 3 things that you really talked about. First, you said meet as many people as you can. Now, that's actually one of the first keys. I actually remember John had a T-shirt. He called it his $50,000 T-shirt that he wore to the gym every single day, right? And what did it say on it, John?
Keller Williams.
No, it said something else. It said, ask me about real estate. That was the back of the T-shirt. That was his $50,000 T-shirt. So that was part of the meet as many people as possible. And I think that's worth a lot in terms of figuring out all that. The second thing that he mentioned, and I think we need to kind of go further into some of those, is your listing presentation. You have to really hone that and know exactly what you're going to do. I don't know if you participated or jumped in our meeting yesterday on listing presentations. That is where you've already got the appointment. Now you absolutely have one goal, is to get them to sign that listing contract or agreement. So we want to talk a little bit more about that. And then the third thing that John mentioned, and I think it might have kind of went over our head, is really spend time in developing your skills, right? He mentioned the language of sales. I think if you develop your skills, you have a powerful listing presentation, however that looks for you, and then also you meet as many people, that is really the key in terms of getting as many listings as you can. So I'll let you guys let us know in the chat, which area do you want to focus a little bit more on? Because those 3 things are really the key. You want to have your skills so that when your opportunity comes, you're prepared. You know what you're saying. You know how to handle all the objections. you have to have a very powerful um, listing presentation. And powerful doesn't mean long. It means that it's going to cover everything that you need to cover. And you're going to really want to make sure that you have as many people that you can actually meet as possible. So let's elaborate more on each of those. I think somebody in the chat said language of skills. Actually, it's called language of sales. It's a KW international class that's given. I haven't seen it in the last couple of months, but it's given several times throughout the year. It's probably a 6 to 8 week class.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But how do I find out about the escalation clause again? Okay. So John, you can start, we can address the questions that are in the chat, and then we really want to get as deep as we can in terms of those three things: listing
Okay.
presentation, your language of sales, and meeting as many people as you can. That, I mean, that's your lead generating prospecting time more than anything else. Go ahead, John.
So your language of sales, again, if you're committed to it, you know, as you know, many people on my team are just starting out in real estate. They're very, very talented, but they're just starting. And so the first thing that I try to encourage them, and it's not a waste of their time, and it's certainly not a waste of your time, go visit 3 to 5 for sale by owner open houses, either on a Saturday or a Sunday. If you have nothing to do, that's the first place you start. Why? Because again, you're going to be practicing your skills. And the same thing, again, how good can we be unless we get in the batter's box, right? There's no, I mean, you know, India can't talk to it, you know, get together with Alicia and just say, oh, let's just practice our, you know, our language of sales. Okay. It just doesn't work like that, right? I mean, you can role play. There is definitely value in role play, but that's okay once. We got to get out, okay, out there in the field and be speaking to people, as many as possible. When you go to visit a for sale by owner, you're not getting the listing. You're not getting the listing, but you're there. I mean, you want to get the listing, obviously that's it, but you're not getting the listing unless you are making a connection, and that person is you know you know, you're watching motivation and then you're responding to that, right? All right. So now about the escalation clause, there is an addendum. There's addendum in command. I mean, there's addendum in DocuSign. I know we have it, and Leslie will point it to you, that there's an addendum that you attach to the contract. You write your contract at full asking price. So if it's $375, your contract is $375, 20% down, whatever it is, you just write it at $375. In the addendum, you write, it's there. You just fill out the addendum, and it says, well, this offer will automatically top any other offer that you have by $1,000, you know, or $500. You're better off putting 1,000. Okay, 500 sometimes is not enough, up to a certain limit. So that, again, and you don't, please, I mean, again, at this point now, let your client pick out the number. Don't make any recommendations, because that's what I love about the escalation clause, because they're basically asking me, well, John, we love this house. What should we do? Well, oh, Betsy, right? I mean, it's $375. What do you say? What can you say? There's nothing for you to gain. There's nothing for you to gain, because if they make a wild, you know, and now say I'm willing to pay 400. Now, if you just send over a contract for 400, and again, here's the thing, we're going to talk very, very frank. Now, unless the other realtor is in KW Metuchen or a Keller Williams realtor, right? We don't really know that agent. And there are so many brand new agents, and maybe that new agent just got a referral, you know, somebody in her family just gave her a listing that she doesn't even know. How do we even know she's not going to show that to somebody else, right? So first of all, you know, you only send, if it's best and final by 5, you know to send it over at 4:30 or 4:45. Don't be the first one in there, right? But use the escalation clause and let the client decide what's the most they're willing to pay. it takes the pressure all off of you. And you're just a mechanic at that point in time. And then they're going to be asking you, then if it's a savvy listing agent, if they don't, listen, you don't offer it, but if it's a savvy listing agent, every multi-offer, we just listed 20 Pine Ridge, all right, and Old Bridge. And as soon as something goes over the asking price, I'm already asking every single buyer to waive the appraisal. Here's another thing, Leslie. I don't know, you might want to think about this too, because we're having a lot of agita in the last month. Obviously, we had a lot of people changing their minds, going like, after 3 days, you pick somebody, and then, and then they change their minds, and then everybody runs around, everybody else who was offering ran around, runs away like cockroaches, right? So I'm almost, and I'm willing to bring the checks back and forth, but I'm almost requiring a $5,000 deposit, first deposit, made out to Keller Williams to come with the contract, because the thing is, we want commitment. If you want to get crazy and you want to make a wild offer, okay, then let's put your money where your mouth is. And that, it's not that we're trying to deter people. We just want to sift through the people, because I think this also is happening with a lot of other new agents. It's like there are agents, hopefully not in our agency, that are putting in 5 contracts in at the same time. And again, I've been involved in that, where we selected somebody, and all right, send me over your attorney information, and all of a sudden, a day goes by, and I'm going like, hello, Natasha, what happened to this? Where's your attorney? Oh, forgot to tell you, my client changed their mind. No, I know what happened. They got hit on something else that they loved, even more. And the other thing going on, the reason why you want a deposit, again, is because you want a commitment. Because buyers, even when you accept their offer and they're going through attorney review and they're going through the inspections, they're still looking at other properties. Leslie, they're still looking at other properties, because there's no penalty if they don't have any money up or anything else like that. There's no penalty, right? I mean, there's so much activity going on. The attorneys are buried, the realtors are buried. Who's keeping track of deposits? I mean, if you are, I am, but as best as we can. But my point is that, again, what's happening is again, just very, very special right now. So that escalation clause, again, is a very, very useful tool, because if you don't get it, it's never on you. And your client will say, you know what, Rochelle, you're doing the best. You're acting in my best interest, and thank you. You're utilizing tools that, I don't know, this other agent at EXP never mentioned this or anything else like that. I mean, it's truly amazing what's going on. Okay, what's the best way to circle prospect? Okay, there are, well, I think there's people that have access to, what's that service that we have on, I know it's on Bright MLS, Remind. Okay, Remind, again, sometimes you do have to invest in a couple of subscription services. Don't load yourself up with thousands of dollars, okay? Don't load yourself up with thousands of dollars, but certainly, utilize some things that are going to make you money. So Remind, right? You can circle prospect right out of there, and then click all the buttons. There's a couple of buttons, do a couple of searches, and it'll give you everyone's cell phone or home number. So that now it's not 100% accurate number, but the thing about it is that it's still a way to to get your numbers to circle prospect around it around that. My office is not really holding open houses. Who was that? Leslie, are you not hosting open houses, or somebody else? I don't know. Okay, but the thing about it is that even if you don't have your own listings, okay, there are listings in the office, and that's where you do have to contact the director of first impressions on Monday, and just say, listen, I'll do anything, any address, any place. Now, again, if you don't want to say you don't want to do anything, then pick something out and contact the other agent and volunteer your time and volunteer. They would look great. They're going to look great to their owner, right? Because all of a sudden, now listen, I don't know if you guys are doing it. I mean, I know I'm doing an open house almost every Saturday and Sunday, because we want to meet as many people as possible. And it works. Okay, it works. I'm not here to brag. I mean, someone on my team, sat I have a lot of listings in Colts Neck, and sat an open house, and she sold from the open house 1.8 million. Who would like to sit for 2 hours and make 47,000? Thank you. I mean, I'll be the first one. Okay, so it's not rocket science. It's called practicing real estate. Okay. If a house is overpriced, how much do you, the standard is 3%, 3% reduction. Listen, if you're not getting an offer in the first 2 weeks, I mean, I know it's crazy to start asking, for reductions, but this is part of your preparation. Again, if it's 450 and they insist on listing at 575, again, you have to start using your words, realistic. Let's be realistic with what we can get in this market. What should this check be, and everything else like that, right? So my point is that, a 3% reduction is usually the standard real estate conventional wisdom. Yes, if you're in an escalation clause, okay, if you're an escalation clause and say, for example, the asking price is 375 and you put in 400, and now they call you back and say, congratulations, Kaylin, we got a deal at 400. They have to show you a 399 contract. They must, right, Leslie? I don't know the exact rules, but you better get, and if they don't, you get Leslie involved or whoever's the big chief over there. All right. So they have to show you that, because the thing that, obviously, it's got to be above board. And if I have the open house, if I get the escalation clause, again, you can't, you block out the names. You just give them that money page. You don't have to give them the whole contract with who it was, but you should have some kind of, you should have a kind of a
bona fide contract.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking
Yes.
at.
Anybody want to email me privately? You can, please. I'm happy to answer any questions, and give you my cell phone number. You could text me, and
Somebody said my hand is up. David Snock.
Yeah, because he wanted the 47,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He wanted to sit an open. I said, who wouldn't have sit an open house for 47,000? Of course. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So are there any other questions? Well, somebody's typing. I also like the idea of wearing a KW t-shirt to the gym. Okay. Yeah. Actually, John had that t-shirt for a while.
Yeah. Well, again, KW Red Store and KW Gear, something like that. Again, just Google, Keller Williams t-shirts. I mean, I think there's two. Yeah, My Red Store, right? Thank you, Lucy. Yeah, but there's a couple of them that feature that stuff, and I just think it's important. None of us back in the gym anymore, right? Or if you are in the gym, there's nobody in the gym, so that's not a place. I guess everybody's at Wegmans or Whole Foods, so that's certainly where it is. But listen, obviously everyone knows about real estate, right? Everybody knows real estate is red hot, so you just have to be there talking about it and everything else like that. So this is why we're here. This is why we're here. None of us know the future, right? None of us know the future, but I will tell you this. I don't care if the market gets really, really bad in 2021. It doesn't matter. If you are practicing real estate, you're going to be very, very successful. That's all I just say. And that's why, listen, I mean, I personally prove it, but I'm at the point in my career. Yes, I'll be honest with you, I just pick up the phone now and, I'm on the referral part, right? I've helped so many people, have done so many sales that people are literally calling me, hey, you helped my sister and, we'd love to list our house now and take advantage of this market. But at the same time, what my team executes and what I encourage them all the time is to just practice real estate. Do all the things that we just said. Open houses, if you can, door knock, circle prospect, visit for sale by owners. There are on the list. It says call expires, but right now there aren't any. And even get Abdel, just email me privately, and then I'll talk to you about that. Even if there are no expires, here's something even scarier. Now, I have really very loyal clients, and so someone who rented a property, we actually had it for sale 3 years ago, and he's rented it now for 3 years in a row. He actually called me. He says, "John, you're not even going to believe this. I've gotten 5 phone calls about listing my home, and I go like, my God, that data is like 3 years old. So there are realtors, you know, and my hat's for them, you know, my hat's for them. And the thing about it is, my hat is off to them because they're really practicing real estate. Because if you go into Land Voice and you're going back 3 years of time into Edison or something like that, yeah, you might find somebody who's I guess in hibernation and doesn't know, you know, was trying to sell the house. Remember, even if somebody was trying to sell their house, doesn't mean because they were expired, it might not have been the right time. Somebody might have gotten sick. Somebody might have been ill. It wasn't, you know, they had a job transfer that didn't come through. And now late, you know, 6 months later, you know, so the one thing you can never do, even if you're going to visit a for sale by owner, you cannot walk in with a negative attitude, going like, wow, this is a waste of time. John and Leslie sent me into this wild goose chase for the month of October and to go visit 3 to 5 for sale by owner open houses. No, you're there to talk real estate. And all of a sudden, you know, they're going to say, wow, Alicia Lang, you know, she's got a real nice smile. She's dressed really, really nice. And you know what? And she goes to, you know, again, Alicia, I don't know you at all, but I'm just saying there's some connection I made. India Webster, I mean, you know, I love those glasses or something like that, right? Every single person on this call is special. And you have a special talent and right, you have a special talent and gift. You just need to get in the batter's box and make and meet those people. And don't be afraid. I mean, and what I mean by don't be afraid, it's not like that Trump don't be afraid. I mean, it's like you have to have the confidence in yourself and you know the game plan. And you go, listen, even if you at 12 o'clock on a Sunday, you went to go visit 5 for sale by owners, I am guaranteeing you by 3 o'clock, you will have been better off for talking real estate for 3 hours to people. Okay? All right. Didn't make any extra money, but maybe you did make a connection. And here's the thing. Now you met 5 owners. And now if you did it the next weekend, now you met 10. Because listen, there's plenty of for sale by owners now. Listen, they're not stupid. Okay, and we all know as insiders they can sell without us. But we're still looking. You know, again, not everybody's selling, but you know, not everybody's doing it. But we still go to visit. So now at the end of week 2, you met 10. At the end of week 3, at the end of the month, you met 20 owners. Now I can guarantee you, out of those 20, some of them will sell, but at least 1 or 2 of them you made a connection. And then if you practice, you know, the real estate, right in the middle is follow-up. Because as much as, you know, I may have loved India's glasses, as soon as she left, I forgot about them. Because even when the great one leaves an appointment, you know, I know the people forgot about me because somebody else just walked in or anything else like that. So here's a good question. Can the escalation clause be used during attorney review? I guess the answer is yes. I just got a call from an attorney, so we were involved in something like that. So the thing is, I guess it can still be, you can use that. You know, I guess you have just a one shot. How long should you wait to follow up? Well, if you met them on a Sunday, I think Wednesday. You know, Wednesday usually is my follow-up day. That's the one day that I'm getting ready for the weekend, and that also I'm following up with the people that I did meet, you know, over the weekend. And again, remember, it's all about timing. Even if they sold, even if they got a contract, keep them on your list for 2 weeks later, because you know your role, right? You know your value. Your value is to keep deals together. Do you think a for sale by owner knows how to keep a deal together? They probably haven't even done the seller's disclosure. They just know Anthony from Staten Island just offered them $675, and they have no idea if the guy's got a home sale contingency. They think he's qualified or whatever the heck he's doing, right? And again, you're not getting paid. You got to help, but it's okay to circle back and just, it's a simple email or a text, right? So on Wednesdays, you spend an hour, you block out 30 minutes to text all the people. Hey, Miriam, I met you at the, you know, 2 weeks ago at your FSBO open, you know, are you still in contract? Is it still for sale? You know, and all of a sudden you're not, oh, Alicia, you're not going to believe this. The deal busted. Oh, yeah. All right. We know that. But the thing is about, and then is it all right if I stop by today at 3 or tomorrow at 4 to swing by and see your house? And if you don't follow up, that opportunity never happens. So listen, we have some great questions here today. And that's, well, some people that say, I love your energy. Well, that's what I promised the owners. And I that's, that's kind of how I get past, that's how I get past some of my expertise. I kind of know my stuff now, but, even years ago, Leslie, you would say that almost the first day I walked into, Keller Williams, that I was so happy that Adele DeMoro gave me a chance. And I don't think I've stopped, for 14 years, Yeah. I know people are not going to believe this, but tomorrow is my 65th birthday, 65. And that's another thing. I'm going to leave you with this. Okay. Thank you very much. I bought myself a Tesla.
Nice.
Yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I was up in Springfield. Thank you.
Awesome.
But I want to leave you with one thing, because this is really important. Everyone has to, thank you, everybody. Everyone needs a why. Now we know we're all doing this for the money, okay? And we're all doing that, right? But my point is, everyone needs a why. And that's the thing that helps you, get your list, get your list of your tasks and be committed to your business. Remember, you are a businessman or a businesswoman. This is Callan Moore Real Estate Inc. This is India Webster Real Estate Inc. You have your future right in your hands. What else? There's no blame in Leslie. Leslie, you didn't give me any leads. Leslie, you didn't do this. Leslie, you didn't do that. No, it's on you. It's on you, right? But everyone needs a why. And I'm not a big shot. I've been a top producer for 14 years. Yes, okay. I literally probably could retire right now. I could retire right now, right? But God blessed me with a lot of great health. And my mom and dad, may they rest in peace, when they were alive, they bought a house in Brooklyn at $38,000 on the water in Mill Basin. And they sold it at $1.2 million, back in 2005. And they took all that money that they made and they paid for all of my children's college education and my sister's children's college education. And my nephew became a doctor. And now God has blessed me. I know this is crazy. 8 grandchildren. Okay. My kids went crazy. Okay. 8 grandchildren. So my why for 10 years, for the next 10 years, as God is, as God gives me, right, is to pay for their college education. So that's a lot of money. Okay. So the thing is, that's my why. And that's why I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm on my Peloton every day for an hour. Okay. I am an advertisement for Peloton because that's what keeps me going. And I really thank you so much, everybody on the call, for letting me share.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much for coming. And I have to say, I do appreciate anytime we call John. He was actually crying, guys, when he was talking about his parents. But I really, really appreciate you always willing and to share and to pour into our agents. I really, really appreciate that. And I think everyone that's on the call have a couple of things to really think about. Is one, really focus on who you're meeting. How can you meet as many people as possible? What does your listing presentation look like? You don't want to try to figure that out the day you're going on the listing. And also, what are you doing to develop your skills? Are you attending language of sales? What are you doing? So that's what John really gave us. So hopefully you guys have a clue or an idea of what it is you're going to implement, and go get some listings and become a listing machine. That's the goal, right?
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
thank you for letting me share. Leslie, always say yes to you. Thank you so much again, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, guys.
Thank you, John.
Have a good one.
You're
Enjoy
welcome.
the rest
Thank
of the
you.
day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.